Hello?
Listen,
Okay.
out of all the stuff
Hold on. Before we get started, I just want to let these bitches know that this is the motherfucking
In the
legendary
mix.
show. I don't give a fuck
Who
about a
is
Tasha
this
K.
freak of nature?
I don't give a fuck
With
about a
DJ
Storm Monroe.
Armand.
I don't give a fuck about any of those bitches. This is the motherfucking show. Okay. Hello? TS? What's going on?
let's do it. You know, Armand, you and I, we after that night that I had that conversation with Tasha K, you called me. I picked up the phone, right?
Mm-hmm.
I've never had you blocked because you've never blocked me. I called you. You called me. I picked up the phone. We hashed our years of shit out, and we left that shit in the wind. That's number one. Number two, let's be all the way 100. No matter what has happened in my relationship with anybody in my camp, I have never went online and tried to air anybody out on my team that I fuck with, who I've been down like 4 flat tires with, who I said I loved, or even who I got money with. Nobody until they came for me, and I'm not even addressing that other individual at all, because if there is any type of class that everybody claims that they have, there's no way that you would take yourself. I haven't done anything to you in that aspect that you go online and you try to stir up echoes of HIV. I've been living with big people saying I got HIV and AIDS and all this shit way back. That stuff I'm not trying to debunk no rumor. You believe it? Don't fuck me. Two. Then here we go. Number two, with the situation about me being broke. If I'm broke, y'all need to be broke just like me. Number three, when it comes to those books and that music, I don't promote that. I don't promote the book or the music because it was going to let me have the opportunity to tell my story of what happened in my life. That was not for anybody else to tell that but me. And here's the thing, Armand, even when you were having a situation with me, tell me where I went online one time and aired anything that you and I talked about in the privacy of each other.
You haven't.
I have not.
Gia was saying that you send sublims in your comments.
It doesn't matter about any. It doesn't matter about anything subliminal. I don't care about nothing subliminal because subliminal. And I'm online right now, and Gio has been on a rampage for days, weeks, or whatever. I have not got online once. I haven't talked about his living arrangement. I have not talked about his personal life with his partner. I haven't talked about the things that he and I have talked about deeply that has been deep in his spirit and in his heart. I haven't slandered his work ethics. I haven't slandered when I went on that show with Tasha K, I didn't say anything about the way that man moves and his work or nothing. I haven't said any of those things. I didn't say anything negative about you or him on that interview or any interview that I've been on. So let's be clear here. The purpose of this situation is to try to defame and defame my character. I'm not even speaking in a high tone because after this, people can chop it up and feel how they want to feel. I'm too blessed. Okay. And as for me being broke how I am, I want to be this broke than anybody else is rich.
How does that make you feel?
Let me get this out. Let me get this out because I need to get this out. People always talk about that I brag, I this and that other. I'm 1% of the trans people that really have got out here and made it in this world. Okay? And for number two, if I show up, people will be happy if I posted a Honda Elantra or a Honda Accord or whatever. People want me to be beneath them. And this is if I was beneath them, they would be over there praising and happy and all the things, you feel me? But they feel that and this information that this person is spewing over here, which is justifying for some of those people who feel like, well, she's broke, she's poor, she's this, she's that. You know, that gives people over there a high because it feels like, yeah, she ain't shit. She ain't what she claimed to be. Let me explain something to you. I haven't worked since I was 23 years old. Okay. I don't defraud nobody. I don't steal. I don't scam. I don't do any of those things. That's nothing that's not of my caliber. I have done porn. I don't do it anymore. I had my business cap together when I did my adult entertainment work, and I made my money, and I solidified myself in that business. I own all that. I made 2 business mistakes when I was going through, when my former manager and I were together, I made 2 business mistakes. I got paid in the beginning when it came down to the stuff with my book. The woman stole from me. When it's time for me to reveal that story, I would do that. Okay. When we got into the business with that music, I was swindled out of. It was 2 bad business decisions when I was crossing over into a field that I didn't know anything about. I didn't know anything about that field. However, I got over into it, and 2 people took advantage of me. I have not one time laid the blame on anybody else in the situation. I have not come forth and read Geo. I have not done this. Yes, I have thrown little darts and little pies and stuff like that, because this individual left from out of all the people in my camp, this individual left the outside and came to the public. Nobody else. I don't care how angry. I don't care how angry I have been with Chi-Chi. I don't care how much angry I've been with Craig. I don't care what me and Funky Dineva have ever went through behind the scenes. This is how you know when people who are really blood to you, really blood and really there and really are in your corner for you, because they don't air things like that's what you call family. This person is nowhere near and has never ever been anything family to me. Nothing.
Wow.
And I always felt this in my spirit because the initial person that we had working with us as a PR person, when they were doing whatever side business that they had, that they were doing together, and they fell out, that person told me, T.S. Madison, I want to tell you this, your manager hates your guts.
Wow.
And this is the thing. I've always been very standoffish and things like that. But he and I, we did business together. We made money together. And my thing, Armand, in this whole situation, out of all the interviews I did, when people ask me about that person, I say I would like to see him get whatever he's supposed to get in this situation, because we work together and he owed what's due. And let's talk about the money.
Let's talk about the money. You've only paid him $27,000, maybe less than $50,000.
Listen, I don't care whatever number he put up. I don't pay anyone a salary.
I
pay you based off of what you brought in. If you bring in $27,000, then that's what you get paid.
And then in 2020, he said $400.
Listen, we didn't do any gigs. We didn't do any gigs in 2020. 2020 had just came in and he quit. And here's the thing. Here's the thing, right? Let me go back to the way I pay. I don't pay salaries to anybody, because if you don't bring in the money, you don't get paid. Yes, that's a street lot. Yes, I'm a street bitch. Ooh. I'm a street. All of these things. Yes, the street taught me how to stay above. I am frugal. I'm not going to spend thousands of dollars on a bag or a shoe. I don't give a fuck about any of that type of stuff, because that don't make or break me. But my home is lovely and lavish. And yes, I have a bed in that house that has been in there since I brought that.
Well, they said that it's very, very dirty and filthy, and your basement is filthy and dirty.
And my room is filled with suitcases and clothes from me being on the road traveling everywhere. But my house is sickening. You've seen it. I've been upstairs and down. I could care less what a person says about me. And that basement that's down there, whenever I get ready to finish it, I do. If I don't, it doesn't matter. It's mine. Mm-hmm. It's mine. So I can do what I want to do.
Well, they said that you got it. You snitched on a man and you took the money, and that's how you got it. You told on some men, like some trick you was fucking with. Let
me tell you about that, and then I'm going press on about my business, because baby, I'm fat and I'm going to eat.
Okay.
I planted that. There was a video. There was a.
Well, you do need to clear up the Miss Eve piece too, but go ahead.
Hold on. There was a show that I did the other day on my morning show, and my morning show was about me testing people, testing men. That was a seed that I planted over there, just to know how dark this individual was. Okay. And everything that I felt in my spirit, it is exactly what it was. I didn't snitch on nobody. The dude that I was dealing with was already in whatever he was situation was, and I got that money from him before he even set foot in place. So I placed that in that spirit. That's what you didn't know, that you were tested and you failed.
Okay.
But at the end of the day, we're talking about this stuff in a real space. I have not been online, and if you can find it, where I've been defamating this man's character, where I've talked about anything.
Well, apparently you called me a cokehead and a pillhead.
Armand, you called me a man of this. We were reading each other.
Yes,
I've read you. You read me. So it's a possibility that you might have been called that. There's a possibility. I'm not gonna lie on that. And yes, when you called me about the situation and you cried to me on the telephone. I did communicate with him because when I called him, I asked him, have I been mistreating you this way or whatever? I called him for advice on how I could be a better friend to you. So that is the truth, okay? And there is no way that I would sit there and bash my best friend. That is the only friend that I have ever had in this world. It almost brings me to tears because that's the only friend that I have ever had in this world who, per his words, that I can repeat, I gave 10% of my earnings for the rest of my life to that person, because when I moved to Atlanta, I had nothing. I had nowhere to live. I didn't have any clothes. I didn't have anything. Okay? And I dedicated 10% of all my proceeds to her for the rest of my life and hers, because that's the type of friend. If anybody was a salary, it definitely would be her. I was there all the way till that woman left this earth. So don't you dare ever fix up your mouth to say that I sat up and talked about this woman like a dog. There was no reason to.
And you didn't keep her on the side. You weren't making money off of her death, because that's what people were saying. And you didn't keep the furniture, or did you?
Well, here's the thing. People don't understand how the business works. When she and I trade, I don't even touch my website. That website is a piece of history. I'm iconic in it, and that's what it is. And I haven't went in there and updated a picture or nothing in that shit, and I'm still collecting residuals from that. See, that's the problem. They didn't understand how to capitalize off of things, but I did. Okay. And my situation with Miss Eve traded a video with me. I traded a video with her. We both had videos on each other's site. There's other people that have videos on my site that I traded videos with. They have videos. Kept Secret has traded videos with me. We traded videos. That's the way that it's called an affiliate program. I haven't went in there and deleted or updated or did anything in that site in years. Okay? And just pulling up 2012, Miss Eve died in 2017. Girl, get out of here. And this is the thing right here. Everybody that's on my team that really truly loves me, I don't care what we have going on with each other, it ain't never made it to the internet, because that's the way we love
why
each
do you
other.
think that they're dragging your mother into this? Why is Gio dragging your mother? Well, what does Miss Mary get such a bad rap? Is she that nasty?
Miss Mary was pulled into this situation because obviously Gio doesn't believe in anything about the God or the Holy Spirit. And my mother didn't curse him. My mother told him that until he lets go of the anger and anguish that's inside of him for whatever situation is going on between him and his father, or whatever happened in his past, which I won't speak of. I won't talk of or talk about the things that we've had in-depth conversations about, because I have class. Mm-hmm. And my mother said until he releases this, he's going to always be tormented by that. He needs to get some self stuff and pray and ask God to move that thing in his heart from that. My mother ain't been nowhere with that trash, and my mother doesn't uphold me in my room. My mother lays me out. My mother can call me whatever she wants to. She bursts me. There's not a requirement for my mother to call me T.S. Madison or Maddie. My mother
I understood that too. But why do you think that he brought up the piece with...
And my brothers can call me. My brothers can call me whatever it is that they choose, because they are my brother. They are my kin. They're my blood.
But he tried to say that she chose Kaya over you.
Well, my mother and I had a discrepancy because everybody saw the situation that transpired between me and Kaya. Kaya and I were like lightning in a bottle.
That was iconic. Let me tell you something. That Queen's Court was everything. It was everything. Groundbreaking.
And let me tell you something. Everybody watched us separate. They watched us come together, and they watched us separate. And my mother didn't know what was going on. And my mother loved us both. She loved us together. She scolded us when she didn't like things that we were talking about, and X, Y, and Z. And also, my mother was angry with me because she told me, Boo, do not go online slandering this person. Do not go online arguing and fussing. Do not do to them what they're doing to you, because you look dumb. You don't know how ignorant you look being close to someone, and you online trying to sling mud and dirt about the same people you sat at the table and ate with. You look a fool. I'll never lower myself to do that. And here's the thing about me. I never start. I only respond.
Okay.
And I'm done with it, Armand. I don't care
have a nice day.
Who feels away or however they feel about me. I know that.
Well, Gio wants to respond. Are you willing to have a conversation with him?
I don't want to speak. I don't want to speak to him. Allow him to continue to be whatever slanderous campaign he's on, and however he feels about me or whatever he has it until he.
So I guess before you leave, why don't you want to speak to? Because he's trying to say that you try to avoid conversation, like you say all these things, but then you won't have a conversation with him. So because there's a lot of people saying that they believe Gio in the chat. So just to clear up the thought process, explain to the people, and I think that this is fair. Like, it's no shade, and I will tell you this privately. Explain to them why you feel like you don't need to address him. Period. Be real.
Because I didn't bring any of this grievances to the public. The individual got up, disrespected me all in my house all that night, raised his voice, walked around with his hands in his chest as if he was going to bash me in my own home, and then went down the street and began to slander me via video. That wasn't anybody's business. Blocked me when I was calling his phone, and I turned around and blocked him back. There's no reason for us to speak. You went online. What do we need to talk about? What is it what conversation do we need to have? You've bashed me. You've sprayed me. You've done these things. What do you and I have to talk about? You took it to the public. Let the public be the judge and jury of the situation. I could care less. I don't care. And you have to realize you struck the first blow online. You did that. So I'm warranted to have all types of responses if I want to. If I can get real down nasty if I wanted to. I haven't taken that route at all. At all. Because I look stupid. Anyway, Armand, I'm done with it. They can go back and forth in the comment section about it. I'm okay that you and I are at peace with each other. You and I are at peace. I don't have a beef with you.
No, let's clear that up too, because I called you and I told you that Tasha K called me, and I have the audio, but I'm not playing it because we have some more people. We need to get it to 84,000 subscribers. But like I said, I called you, and now Gio saying Tasha K called him and said that you used Tasha K to bash me, and Tasha K warned you and told you, do not make this live a podcast about me or Gio. Your job was not to get up there and bash us. Tasha K told Gio that you were not supposed to do that. Now tell me about that.
Excuse me, sweetie. You listen to the podcast. Mm-hmm. I bashed neither one of you.
Okay.
I didn't bash either one of you. Neither one of you did I bash. Neither. So I'm trying to figure out where did I use her platform, or how was I trying to use her platform to get back at you. I didn't bash you. I didn't bash him either.
So do you feel like she called him or he called her? Because that would go to show that Gio was being very messy.
I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened.
Well, somebody called Tasha K because she called me and said that you were using her platform to get back at me. And he just admitted that he said that he told her.
When we went there, we talked about Kaya. We talked about fish. When it came around to you, I didn't bash you or I didn't bash him. It was not about you. I love you, but it wasn't. The show was bigger than you. It wasn't about you.
Yes.
It wasn't about you, and it wasn't about him. So I don't get it. I haven't been anywhere bashing this individual. I haven't thrashed his character. I haven't told any dirty secret that he might have told me, because there are many. There are many. We're not going to act like that there aren't, and we're not going to act like that I don't know things and we're not going to do this. And I'm not going to stoop in that place and do that.
Okay, let's clear the last thing up. Were you ever throwing shade at Ra Ali about the WeTV thing? Because remember, that was the thing too.
Why would I? I never had a conversation with Tasha K about that. None of that came up. Gio and Tasha
Gio said that you and him were talking to Ra Ali. He just said it. You didn't hear him? He said y'all were talking to Ra. Ra was communicating with you and him about a deal, and you said you were busy.
I never gave that. Armand, hold on. You're talking too quick.
Okay.
I never had a conversation with Tasha K about Ra Ali. Gio and Tasha K have always been in communication with each other. And I'm gone. Good night.
Bye.
I love you.
Thank you. Love you too. Well, that was T.S. Madison. I'll be right back.
In the mix.